Namaskar everyone. Today we are going to start chapter number 2, that is reproduction in flowering plants. Chapter number 2, reproduction in flowering plants. As you all know, CBSE have deducted your some part of your syllabus. So the chapter number 1 is also included in the deducted part. Let's see overall view of chapter number 2, reproduction in flowering plants. Let's see. Flowering plants, as we all know, are also known as angiosperms. Okay, so angiosperms contain reproductive unit, that is flower, and flower contain 4 parts: petal, sepal, and 2 reproductive parts, which are, first one is androecium, male reproductive part of a flowering plant of a flower. Female reproductive part of a flower is gynoecium. Androecium consists of filament and anther. As well, gynoecium consists stigma, style, and ovary. Here, anther act as microsporangia, so while ovary act as megasporangia. Microsporangia undergo microsporogenesis to produce microspores. Microsporogenesis to produce microspores, that means pollen grains. Okay. Same thing goes here. Megasporogenesis to produce megaspore. Megasporogenesis. During the microsporogenesis, one cell, one distinguished cell, which is also known as microspore mother cell, undergo meiosis, and after meiosis, one cell divide into 4 daughter cells, which are haploid in nature. So here 4 cells form, which are known as microspore cells. Microspore cells, which are 4 in number. So this is also known as microspore tetrad. Okay, let's see here. As the megaspore mother cell, first distinguished cell, megaspore mother cell undergo meiosis, it also causes 4 megaspore cells. Out of which 3 will degenerate but 1 will be functional. This functional cell, this functional megaspore, one functional megaspore, this functional megaspore consists of 8 nuclei with 7 cells. These 7 cells are 3 antipodals So here 3 nucleus, 2 synergids. So here 2 nuclei of synergids, 1 egg cell. It also consists of 1 nuclei. Here 6 cells with 6 nuclei, but one complete one cell which consists of all these structures, 7th cell with 2 polar nuclei. And this structure is known as embryo sac. This complete structure is known as embryo sac. One embryo sac consists of 2 polar nuclei with 3 antipodals, 2 synergids, 1 egg cell. Okay, this 1 egg cell is female gamete. Okay, now let's see here. Microspore tetrad undergo mitosis division. Okay, this functional megaspore undergo 3 mitosis division. So that's why it forms 7 cell with 8 nuclei, 3 mitosis. Okay, undergo various mitosis divisions and cause the formation of a number of pollen grains. Pollen grain consists of outer exine and inner intine membrane to protect itself. Okay, this pollen grain after the dehiscence consists of in angiosperms consist 2 nuclei or 2 male gamete nuclei. Okay, these 2 nuclei fuse with one with the egg cell and 2 with 2 polar nuclei. So that's why this is known as double fertilization. Let's see what is double fertilization. Double fertilization means first one is syngamy and second one is triple fusion. Okay, syngamy means syn means fusion of, gamy means gametes. Fusion of gametes is known as syngamy. So here the fusion of one egg cell or egg cell nuclei with one male gamete comes from pollen grain, 1 nuclei. Okay, next one is triple fusion. So triple fusion is a fusion of 3 nuclei is known as triple fusion, out of which 2 polar nuclei fuse with 1 male gamete, which will come from pollen grain. Out of 2 nuclei, one will be fused with 2 polar nuclei of the embryo sac, and one will be fused with egg nuclei of embryo sac. Okay, this is syngamy and this will be the triple fusion. Okay, after syngamy there will be the formation of zygote, a diploid cell, a single cell with diploid genetic conformation. Zygote undergo the formation of embryo, and then embryo form seed. After the germination of seed, formation of plant, and plant will consist again flower, and this process will again be happen. Okay, here after the triple fusion there is the formation of primary endosperm nuclei, or we can say PEN, primary endosperm nuclei, and form endosperm. Endosperm help seed to germinate, to gain the nutrition. Okay, This is the overall view of your chapter. So let's study detail of this chapter. Let's start. First topic of your chapter is flower is an organ of angiosperm. Flower. The structure of flower you all studied in your 10th class again. So let's see. This is the female part of the flower, consists of stigma. Second part is style. And last part is ovary. It consists of ovules, different organs of the flower arise from here, and this part is known as thalamus. And this one is peduncle or pedicel. Here arise of some flowering parts like this are these are petals which are colorful. Okay, these are all petals. Here some green colored sepal also present arise from here. These are sepals. Okay. Next, the male reproductive part arise from the thalamus are these. This is anther and this is filament. Okay. So this is stigma. This is anther. This is style. This is ovary. It consists of various ovules, various, or we can say 1, 2, 3, even 4, 5 also it can consist based on the different species of the plant. This is thalamus, this is pedicel, and this is filament. These are all the parts of a flower um, of an angiospermic plant. This is the reproductive part of an angiospermic plant. Okay. Second topic of your chapter is pre-fertilization events. Let's see what are the pre-fertilization events. Pre-fertilization events consist of structures of microsporangium as well as megasporangium. So let's see what is microsporangium and what are their structure and what will be the events during the pre-fertilization. Okay, let's see. Microsporangium, which is a male reproductive part, it consists of, first one is stamen. It is a male reproductive part of a flower, and it consists of filament and anther. It consists of filament as well as anther. We have to study the structure of anther in this chapter. So filament is in long stalk for stamen. Okay. And second one is anther. It is bilobed structure. Bilobed means it consists of two lobes. Bilobed structure, also fertile part. Fertile part, bilobed structure, and also it is in terminal part of stamen. What is the structure of anther? It consists of two lobes, as we know, it is in bilobe, two lobes like this. This is one lobe and this is another lobe. Okay. Each lobe has two theca, means there will be theca between them with a longitudinal groove. It all here groove also present. Okay. So these four different parts, these are also known as sporangia. This is sporangia, microsporangia we can say, because we are studying microsporangia. Okay, microsporangia, and it consists of four microsporangia. So this is known as tetrasporangiate. Okay, this is a tetrasporangiate structure, as it consists of four sporangia in two lobes, which is this structure is also known as bilobed structure, and each lobe have an theca. So that's why the complete structure divided into four sporangia, which is known as tetrasporangia. So it is tetrasporangiate. Okay, let's see the structure of microsporangia. Microsporangia structure. The structure of microsporangia, which appears circular in the outline structure. So the first part on the outer side of the microsporangia is microsporangial wall. So here four walls surrounded the sporangia, microsporangia. Okay, let's see. First wall is epidermis. The outermost layer and protective layer. Second one is endothecium. Third one is middle layers. And last protective layer will be tapetum. Here the tapetum is the just outer covering of the sporangium. Then middle layers, 3 or 4 layer of middle layers surrounding the tapetum. Tapetum surrounded sporangia, and then tapetum will be followed by middle layers, middle layer followed by endothecium, endothecium followed by epidermis, and the epidermis is the outermost part of the microsporangia. Okay, so let's see the function of tapetum, then we will see the diagram. Okay, first one is it provide nutrition to developing pollen grains. Okay, or we can say these are the microspores. Next one is it secretes some enzymes to dissolve the callose. Um, as we all know, this is a four microspore tetrad. Microspore tetrad, in which the pollen grains are attached with the help of callose, and this callose will be dissolved by the enzyme secreted by tapetum. Okay. Then it also causes the secretion of pollen kit. It is in structure. We will discuss in the later chapter. And it also causes the secretion of some proteins for nutrition, pollen grains, so that it can interact with stigma. Interaction of stigma caused due to these protein, and this is produced by the tapetum. Okay. Now let's see the diagram. Before diagram, I will tell you. First one was the microsporangial wall. Second structure of this will be sporogenous cells. Sporogenous cells consist of the pollen grains. Okay, let's see the diagram of the anther. This anther consists of, I will show you only the one microsporangia structure out of 4. See here, it is in ray diagram. Here will be 4 sporangia. First, second, third, fourth. Okay, it will be covered by the tapetum. Middle layers, 2 or 3 layers, endothecium also. Okay, so I'm going to show you only that part. Let's see. The innermost part, which is sporogenous cell mass. It consists of sporogenous cells. These are the sporogenous cells which undergo for the formation of pollen grains. These are the sporogenous cells. It is covered with the help of tapetum. So the outer covering of these sporogenous cell mass will be tapetum. This is tapetum. Provide nutrition, cause the formation of protein which will dissolve the callus between them. Okay, next layer will be middle layers. These can be 2 or 3 layers. Like this. I will make only 2 layers of the cell. It can be 3 or 4 layers. Okay. Next layer will be endothecium. Endothecium covered with the help of last layer, which is known as epidermis, outer protective covering. This structure is found. They all contain nucleus also. Okay, these also contain nucleus. These coverings cover this whole structure of the tetrasporangiate anther. Okay, so after the ripening of the anther, maturation of the anther, the whole endothecium wall break down from here, and the dehiscence of pollen grains take place. We will study this in our next class. Okay.